Hello and welcome to the Viking Home Companion with another story from the good old days. Although actually this isn't going to be much of a story, it's actually going to end up being a song. Now, this is actually the very first song that I ever wrote for the Society for Creative Anachronism. I wrote this back in 1982, very shortly after I first got involved in the SCA. I became involved in 1981 while I was 17 and still in high school. And I found the SCA in a slightly roundabout manner in that I was involved with Dungeons and Dragons, and I had just moved to California from the state of Washington. And in Washington, I hadn't even heard about the SCA, but I was part of a very large D&D gaming group up there. And when I moved to California, I didn't know anybody. And I ran into a guy looking for a D&D group to play with, and he introduced me to one. And many of those people that I met back then, I am still very good friends with today. But it was through him that I also discovered the SCA. And at first, when he described it to me, I'm thinking live-action D&D. So I'm thinking LARP. LARP really wasn't a thing back then. It really didn't exist. And I think if I had found LARP, live-action role-play, I might have gone that direction as opposed to going SCA. The thing is, though, I can't look back with hindsight and say that one is better than the other, because in a realistic sense, I know someone's going to not like this, but in a realistic sense, the SCA is still live-action role-play. We assume a role or a persona, and we act it out live. So under that definition, we are still live-action role-play. But we are a historically bent group, more than that, and so slightly different focuses. So at any rate, I got involved in the SCA, 1981, and stuck around, got to like it a lot, especially, it was funny, even after I found out it wasn't D&D LARP, I liked it even better, because I had always been a history nut and always into Norse mythology, and this gave me a way to indulge all of that. And so here I am, nearly 40 years later, still playing in this game, and I absolutely love it. So this is the first song that I ever wrote in the SCA, and this came to me at a event. I'm wanting to say that it was a All Hallows festival, but I don't think so. I think it took place after All Hallows, but we were meeting at a place in Napa called Cedar Gables, and Cedar Gables now, I believe, is a bed and breakfast. Back then, I'm not exactly sure what it was. It might have still been a bed and breakfast, it might have been a hotel, it might have even been a residential hotel, but at any rate, if you have a chance, it still exists. Look it up online, Cedar Gables, Napa, California. It is a fabulously medieval-looking building. The door as you go up to it is large oak planks, and it had a wrought iron grill in it with a little pop-open door so you could look out to see who was knocking. So it didn't have a peep hole, it had a peep door opening thing, and it reminds you of some of the fantasy movies you've seen with a medieval building. The inside was gorgeous, hardwood floors, wooden banister rails for the stairs, it had crown molding, and it had this big room for doing feasts in, and we would hold sometimes our monthly meetings there or small shire events there. And I can remember clearly when I came up with this song. We were there, we had been doing something, and here's the thing, I can remember all of the instances of how this song came to be, but I can't remember the specifics of what was going on in Cedar Gables at the time. So what happened was, though, is I got inspired through some of the conversation inside, and I went outside, and I looked up, and it was absolutely clear evening, no clouds at all, beautiful starlit sky up above me. And of course, with all of this positive stuff, beautiful starlit sky, wonderful company, what do I write? A Norse Dirge. Yes, doom and gloom. Hey, come on, I'm Norse, all right? We may not be as doom and gloom oriented as the Irish are, but we certainly get right there with them. And so here's the song that I wrote. It came to me that night and almost completely written. It was almost as if the song existed somewhere else and somebody just stuffed it into my head. It came that quickly. So here is the song, and I just call it a Norse Dirge. I look up at the starry skies as I ride across the plains. My hall turns into ashes as the sky it greets the flames. My queen lies on the stairs in front, her crown is cloven too. I live to fight another day, I swear to make them pay. The life of Viking is for me, I'll raid across the sea and burn their houses to the ground as they have done to me, as they have done to me. I live the life of Viking, and terror greets my name, and people flee when I am near, still I make them pay. But no escape is there for those who've caused me grief and pain. I'll hunt them all down one by one as history learns my name. The life of Viking is for me, I'll raid across the sea and burn their houses to the ground as they have done to me, as they have done to me. I'm old and weak, my strength is gone, on sea I'll raid no more. And gone are all my oarsmen, my ship they'll take no more. But all my foes are dead and gone, their ashes in the breeze. I'll die now with the setting sun and greet the Valkyries. The life of Viking is for me, I'll raid across the sea and burn their houses to the ground as they have done to me, as they have done